Customer aftercare. How to 10x your customer aftercare. Because every minute you spend dealing with a customer is off your bottom line, because you're paying someone to deal with that customer and there's no upside. So it's really important you deal with matters effectively and efficiently. So I'm going to run through what we did over the course of 10 years to make the process as efficient as possible. Number one thing we did was, obviously we were selling products, we had just the general public, so it's the worst possible thing. I think when you deal with businesses, you're both kind of in the game. When you're dealing with the general public, it's the worst. So first thing we always did was try to get them onto email. They would call. You can't resolve anything on the phone call. There's a problem with the product. You need pictures, you need videos, you need the serial number, the EAN code, you need their order number, lots of information. And you in today's modern age, please can you email me those bits of information? We cannot proceed until you email me those bits of information. If they bought from an e-commerce store, they have an email address. So we would send everyone from phone to email. So we have it in writing. And once you've got it in writing, you've got a trail of what's happened and where we're at in the stage. The other thing is, because you're a retailer, you're not the manufacturer. So faulty product comes into, unfortunately, you have to, as the retailer, you have to deal with the aftercare. And then that goes off to the manufacturer to provide a solution under the warranty they provide. You just are the middleman. So it's a really unfortunate position to be in. I'm not going to cover the position if you're the manufacturer. That's for someone else to do. This is if you're the retailer of someone else's product. So you may sell 50 brands, none of them are yours. All the warranties are offered by those individual brands. So first thing, get them to email. So the best thing you do on the back of this is you do not have a phone in your office. You outsource the phone to a professional answering service who gets the customer to email. Number one task. Absolutely pivotal. Don't ignore what I'm saying. Do it. Get them all to email. And I don't care what customers say. I'm right. Next thing. You need to de-personalise that customer. They are an object. They are not a person. They're not a human being. They are an entity which has a problem with a product which you've sold them. And yes, you will resolve the problem, but there is nothing personal about it. You haven't deliberately sold them a faulty product. You hope that every single product you sell will not develop a fault. So the fact that they'll blame you as the retailer is quite absurd, but they will. So immediately we would try to depersonalize. We would not call them by their name. In the reply to their email with their no doubt complaint, you've sold me a faulty product, I'm really unhappy. Don't care that you're unhappy. You've got a faulty product. There's nothing more to it. So you'd write back, thank you for contacting us. Do not refer to them by name. You need to let them know that they are just an entity and that you will 100% solve the problem, but there's nothing personal about it. So you on their email of blah, 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 I'm really unhappy, this is broken. Right, that's the only bit that matters. This part doesn't work or this is broken. The rest of the fluff before and after has zero relevance. So you reply back, depersonalize them. Don't call them by their name. Don't sign off by the name they've called you. Sign off by another name. Resolve the issue. Now, normally there's we would do holder messages. So their first email in with the fault. Thank you very much for your message. We'll be in touch shortly. You then email your manufacturer. Got a problem. You need it resolved really quickly. you would then go back to the customer a day later. We're working to resolve your issue. We'll be in touch shortly. Just wanted to give you an update. You need to chase your manufacturer. You need to be on good terms with your manufacturer. Now that's where you use the customer protocol of you get a relationship with someone at the manufacturer. You call them by their first name. You say, thank you so much for being so helpful. I really appreciate it. We've got a really difficult customer. We need to resolve it as soon as possible. Build up a rapport with your manufacturer to get not necessarily the solution they want to give you, but the one you know will work the best. For example, get the manufacturer to send the customer a replacement, a repair part, or a fix directly. Try not to have them send it to you to then send it on to the customer. It saves days and it saves money, it saves time. All good for getting 5-star reviews from customers when there is a problem. Just one thing about customers. So if you followed my other messages, you will have tried not to have customers that are problems. So customers that email prior to purchase, they are not your customers. You do not want them checking out from your website. You want to put off anyone that has lots of questions, lots of problems. That is their life. Their life is one of problems, and they want to bring you into that world of problems. You want a customer just to check out, take the product, and gone. They won't have problems. And it's funny that we would 100% see customers that had a life of problems bring more problems. Anyway, sidetracking slightly. So get them onto email, de-personalise them, reply with templates, stock answer templates. Thanks for your message, we'll be in touch shortly. Thanks for your message, we have a solution. Such and such a product will be sent to you. Or here is the fix, kind regards. Template responses, really important. Saves you time. If you hear someone in the business typing out a reply, whoa, what the hell are you doing? Stop that. Copy, paste, template, reply. Even if it's not great English, that is what you do. You need the customer to realize they're just another cog in the wheel. Work with your suppliers. I've touched on. You need a good rapport with your suppliers, with your manufacturers, so that they'll offer solutions quicker when they see you in the inbox. Now, with the customers, I know you won't hear this. No one else will tell you this. When you watch your ads of companies, oh, we bend over backwards, customers the most important thing. Absolute rubbish. Behind the scenes, you need to be firm but fair. And what I mean by this, there's a Consumer Rights Act 2015. Don't worry, the customers will tell you about it, as if you don't know that it exists. Know the Consumer Rights Act 2015, have a read of it, understand it. Make sure a manager in your company knows what you are legally obligated to do as a retailer. Say it again. You need to understand the Consumer Rights Act. Don't read someone else's interpretation of it, like Which or some other crappy website. You need to understand the Consumer Rights Act 2015. So, for example, and it will be misquoted to you by customers, a retailer has to either refund, replace, or repair faulty product. The key there being the retailer gets to choose which one. It's up to them to repair, replace, or refund, repair, replace. Not the customer's choice. It's the retailer's choice. It's actually a very fair act, the Consumer Rights Act 2015. Or is it Consumer Sales Act? Anyway, you know the one. It's actually very fair. It protects not only the consumer, but it also protects the retailer. Naturally, it makes sense. So when people misquote it, that you have to refund them. No, you do not. You have the choice as the retailer, whether you repair, replace, or refund the product. Be firm, but be fair. A good tactic we had to help customers was, this is then the tricky element of complaints. So they're not happy that it's taken 24 hours to reply because they're just from 2024 and the world is yesterday. So we would often, complaint comes in, we'd see that as a moment to buy ourselves time to contact our manufacturer. So we'd escalate to management. We'd say, oh, so sorry, you're not happy with my service, it's terrible. I'm escalating your complaint to management. It's brilliant because what it does is buy you more time. And naturally, management has seen a lot of complaints before, same old thing. It's just a customer that, keyboard warrior, you're being firm and fair. I'm afraid solutions don't happen instantaneously. Basically, you broke your product and you need to just wait. Welcome to the world. So, escalation to management, then have, normally just the person that was dealing with it would write their escalation to management response to the customer, maybe actually get a manager just to check it and make sure it kind of sounds right. Back to the customer. Customers love that. Oh, I got a reply from management. Yeah, I really hope, that customer aftercare representative got in trouble, it really makes them feel better because they haven't got a lot going on in their lives, I assume. So that's a handy trick. All the customer aftercare team, they would never reply with their name. Let's say their name was Tim. They would reply as Dave. So that when the customer writes back, Tim, you're rubbish, you're the worst customer aftercare, that Tim doesn't take it personally, it goes to Dave. And even though Tim's the person, it somehow just helped people, it gamified the process a little bit and really helped with the kind of mental health of the aftercare team. Because, it's like when you go through, you sit on a train and it says, we don't accept abuse to our staff. And you go through a traffic thing and it's like, we don't accept abuse, or, there's loads of signs now up of, we don't accept abuse to our staff. So it's clearly becoming a theme for the general public to throw abuse. And customer aftercare people get that. So we would give ourselves multiple names and be management and be all sorts to gamify the process. Because I always said to the team, we will fix the issue. We can't help the customers with their personal lives, and we just have to buy ourselves time and get a response from the supplier, and it'll all come out in the wash. And it did. For over a decade, every problem was resolved. Sometimes not to the particular, specific, spoilt nature of the customers, but in line with the law. I think I've kind of wrapped that up quite nicely in quite a short time. It's all for the business side of this. It's efficiency. It's not using these templated response, working with your suppliers, firm and fair. The law. It's really quite simple. And last thing, you want to reduce aftercare. So stop selling products that we had 3 strikes and you're out on products. That was it, and that really helped us minimize our aftercare. And you can even get rid of suppliers if they're too bad, because the customers don't blame them, they blame you. So do be ruthless with the products you supply and the suppliers you work with. We heard about another retailer who would go in and take apart a product to send a part to a customer, and then they would work with the supplier, get the new part in and put it on their stock. We would never dream of doing that, because you've had to open the box. That fresh product is, I would say, blemished. And it should just not even be, you shouldn't even be thinking of doing that. They need to wait for the solution to their product. If you're a retailer, don't be tempted to bastardize an existing product. That's a really bad idea. We heard about it, and we would definitely not recommend doing that. Because what we heard was that they had hundreds of products in their warehouse, all with bits missing. What a disaster. So don't go down that route. I hope that's been useful. It's crucial for business, customer aftercare, unfortunately. And hopefully that's some good tips in there for you to work on. That's it.